welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. And if you haven't grabbed yet the PDF for these guys, you got what I got here, pentatonic, and then arpeggios, major and minor arpeggios. So if you don't have that yet, let me turn on this light. Then you can just request or send a message down below. Ask for it. I'll probably put a link in there as well. Alright, so the questions I had a question a while back about improvisation over chords and where to go and how that works. So here, let me play my track, and it's in the key of C. So go like this. So I'm going to start down here. So C, F, G, G, back to C. So I'm just doing triads and chords here. Make these arpeggios. So I'm just following the chord tones. So now I'm F, G, C, so the key to these guys are just knowing the chord tones, and so I'm in the key of C, so I just know that my C chord, basically, I'm just going to start down here. And I would say just, if you need a track, I can send you a track and just email me, and you can go to scott@skmusiccourses.com, and I'll send you the track. Anyways, so C, and then F chord, and then G. I'm just doing 1, 4, 5 in the key of C. So then I just go with these chord shapes here. So that's the C chord, F, G, and then again C, F, G, or C, F, G, and then C again. So there's multiple ways of playing the same things. The guitar is not like the piano, where it's easily laid out, so you just play one middle C and that's it. So guitar, you can play the same note multiple different ways. Anyways, let's see if I get some of your questions here. I had a list of them. Okay, so chord tones. Yeah, that's the key thing, is just knowing the chord tones and the scale patterns. The PDF, you got both the patterns and then the arpeggios. So I just did 3 of the major and 3 of the minor. So the main arpeggios, there's more than that, obviously. So the 3 main ones I just did, so there's G, so I think these are all in key of G, yeah. So then G here, and then G here. So I just went with those 3 shapes, and I also included the minor shapes too, because obviously you're going to run into some minor stuff. So if I'm in the key of C, I'm going to run into D minor and E minor as well. But for simplicity's sake, we'll just stick with the key of C. So we got the major chords 1, 4, 5, C, F, and G. So we'll just stick with those guys. Use arpeggios. So yeah, the arpeggios are really important, and there goes the chord tones and triad stuff as well. And then, so that's C, and then G, or F, So eventually I know the whole fretboard and all the names and stuff, so that helps out a lot too. In the key of C, unfortunately the guitar doesn't have the black and white keys labeled like the piano. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. But if you memorize the notes, that helps out a lot. So with the G here, I'm memorizing, the G shape. And you can get away with probably not even memorizing, just knowing the shapes and knowing that C, F, G, C, F, G. That's what I'm doing here. Let me turn on my pedal. So you got C, F, G, and C, F, G, C, F, G. So knowing those chord tones and knowing those shapes helps out a lot. So I know my scales around that, and so I gave you the pentatonic, but if you notice the major scales, there's a couple other notes involved in there. So I just extend it out. So I labeled these pattern, I think this is pattern 2. And pattern 3. So most of the time we just play pentatonic. So if we're going to do pentatonic. So I call that pattern 3 even though it's the same as this pattern 3 as well. So that's the major pattern. This is major pentatonic. So the main thing is just knowing the chord tones. And then you can add on the notes around it. So the major scale of pattern 4, I call it. Call it whatever you want. Pentatonic pattern 4. What's nice about that, over the C chord it works great. So and the other thing I like to do is if it's a major chord, I'll play the major pentatonic. So for instance, C major chord, so I can play C major pentatonic. And then F major chord, I play F major pentatonic. And then I'm just going to move that pattern up 2 frets for the 5 chord, which is G. And then back to C. So some of these arpeggios are easier than others. I prefer these. Probably because I like these because there's just one note on each string. It's up here on the first string. But some of the others, like like this one, the shape. You got 2, same fret, makes it a little bit more challenging. Let's do it a lot slower like I'm doing here. So that's C, and then G. Kind of a circle way of doing the G's. And so then, I like to play the 6 notes. Those are a lot of fun. So that works great with G chord. So that helps out a lot. And then, so if I'm doing these in the key of C. So basically, the fretboard. So these are on the key of C. I'm not playing any sharps or flats. So 6 intervals, and that helps out a lot. And then backing tracks definitely helps out. Let me throw on some backing track and we'll get that guy going. And I'll add a little distortion, and hopefully that's connected all. bend in there. F-chord, G, C, sixes, and we do G, C, sus4. So sus4 is similar to the F. G, where am I going? The F chord. G, C. Alright, and so that was with the track. I think covered everything. If you got any questions, leave comments down below, or you can email me at scott@SK Music Courses. You're awesome. Thanks again, and thanks. Subscribe. Thanks. You're awesome.